Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be March favorites. One of my all-time favorite videos to film for you guys are my favorites videos. And I actually realized after I filmed my February favorites last month that was actually the first video that I filmed on my channel a year ago, were my February favorites. So that's kind of cool. But I am going to go ahead and just dive right into these products. Leo is right here about to scratch something. Don't do it. But let's go ahead and get started. Some of these are repeat favorites, one of which is actually from last February, my very first favorites video, I believe. But let's just go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to share with you guys are these sponges. So these are the Real Techniques mini blending sponges, and this is what the product looks like when it's dry. And excuse my dirty sponge, I know, I just used it today. This is what the product looks like when it is actually damp. So it does expand quite a bit and get very, very soft. So these I use on days when I want to use a brush for my foundation, but still want to use a sponge under my eye for my concealer or any other spots, or to even set my face. I definitely have been loving that for this purpose, or these for that purpose. But definitely just a great all-around sponge. Real Techniques really has nailed down the great squishy sponges that don't absorb your product. The next product I want to share is definitely a repeat, I think from a few months ago, and that is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Cell Renewal Facial Oil. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of it. I use this basically multiple times a day for many different purposes. So I will use this in the morning to mix in with my moisturizer, as well as in the night to mix in with my moisturizer. But I also have been using it to put a drop into my foundation on the back of my hand to sort of blend all together to make it a little bit thinner and apply a little bit easier, depending on the type of foundation that I'm using. But I also have been using it on the pointed tip of a sponge like this to blend out my concealer under my eyes. So the Tarte Shape Tape is a wonderful concealer, one of my all-time favorites, but on me it's been getting a little thick lately, and I don't know if that's just because I've had the tube for a couple months, but a drop of this oil on the pointed end of this blending sponge just solves that problem, and I really have been enjoying this face oil for the many different uses that it has. Alright, so the next product I want to talk about is a setting powder that I have been in love with. So this is the Laura Mercier, oh, Leah wants to play with my blending sponges. This is the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. And this is just a little baby sample size, but I have been using this on the Leo. He's playing with all my makeup right now, just like mom, huh? But I have been using this for quite a while, and I still feel that it is extremely full. Oh, and now it's everywhere. But I use this with a damp sponge. I use this with a brush. I use this many different ways to set my whole face, to set, like I said, with a sponge just in my T-zone, to sort of help with the smile lines that I have, as well as set with a brush under my eyes. I've been loving this stuff. It's absolutely wonderful. I did a first impression on the Makeup Forever stick foundation today, which you should be seeing before this video, I think. And I used this to set it because I was having a little bit of an issue with the way the foundation was sitting in my pores on the sides of my nose, and this completely solved that problem. So this is definitely an awesome powder, and I got this in a Sephora kit, one of their Sephora favorites kits, and I had my eye on that kit for quite a while because of this guy, and I'm very glad that I picked it up. We'll probably be purchasing a full size. Alright, so next. This is actually a concealer that I have been using with those sponges and with that setting powder, and that is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. I would not call this high coverage, but I do love the coverage that it gives. So I've been doing a little bit less coverage on my face as a whole. So when I go in with my Tarte Shape Tape, it looks a little crazy. So I have been really loving the lighter coverage, or sheer coverage, as I throw this, of the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. This is in the shade 10 Porcelain, if you can see that, and is a really nice shade match for under my eyes. That is what that guy looks like. Really have been enjoying that a lot. Alright, so next I'm going to talk about this mascara. So usually I don't prefer mascaras with plastic wands, I just don't. But this is the Tarte Maneater Mascara, and I believe they just have the one shade black. And it has adorable packaging, can we? I mean, come on. And then this is actually what the wand looks like. It's a pretty thick plastic wand with short bristles, and I have been loving it. I am wearing it on my eyes today. if you guys can see sort of the definition that it gives. It's not a very voluminous mascara, but I really, really, really have been enjoying this bad boy, that mascara. All right, so second to last, I have been obsessed with blush. I've never been a blush fan because I'm always thinking that my skin tone is so red and I usually look quite flushed that I don't need blush. But my redness sort of goes down my face as opposed to sort of giving that upwards flush of color that blush can provide for you. So I don't really have one favorite. I just have a couple to share with you guys that I have been loving lately. One of which is the Too Faced Love Flush Blush in the shade Baby Love. That is what that guy, oh, Leo, he's playing with my sponges again. And this is what this guy looks like. As you can see, ruined the nice pattern with the bunnies on it that was in there, but been loving it. So I definitely picked up the other 5 shades of that blush during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty Steals, the very first day. These were on sale, so I definitely picked all of those up. And the other 2 products that I've been really, really loving are from Benefit, one of which is the shade Dallas, which is more of like a bronzy, rosy tone shade. Really have been loving that. And then Coralista. So I do this with sort of like a more springy, corally eye. And this is sort of like a peachy, glowy peachy shade, which really, I've just been loving. That's what that one looks like on the back of my hand. Oops, that is the brush. Super buildable, but really, really pretty for spring. Last but not least, this is the guy that I was referring to when I mentioned that this was in one of my very first favorites videos. I believe it was my actual first. That is the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray, the oil control version. So I have not missed this step in my routine, I think, for at least the last month, if not longer. But this is basically the last step in my routine in the morning after I, what is my last step before this? Probably highlight? I'd say probably highlighter or blush is probably my last sort of step. But then I go over my entire face with this guy to sort of get rid of that powdery finish on my skin, to sort of give my skin a little bit more oomph. And it has a really nice mist, as you can see. It doesn't sort of get patchy all over your skin. And I really, really just have been loving this. I'm about this far down, I think. Did stock up when Ulta had it as a hot buy, I think is what they called it. It was like $19 as opposed to the $31 that I think this product usually retails for. I think they're going to be repackaging it, which is probably why they were trying to get rid of it. I don't care. I love this stuff. I don't care what packaging it's in. But if you guys have any questions about my favorites this month, please feel free to let me know down below. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.